Hello, everybody. If you want to grab a seat and maybe move forward as well, that'd be wonderful. We're ready to get this party started. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank the people behind me. I want to thank the people to the right here. And most of all, I want to thank the families that came tonight. I personally think it's important that you're here for everybody to hear your voice about the proposed plan to close schools. I'm really glad you came. Now, I know coming to a school at 6 o'clock at night is dinner time for most of us. So we have provided dinner. If you haven't gotten a piece of pizza yet, please get one right out the door there. If you need a second piece of pizza, great. Go get a second piece. There's cookies, there's water. Hopefully that will be good for you for the evening. Also, we know that we had a lot of people coming tonight and not as many people showed up as we were expecting. There's good news and bad news in that. Bad news in that I'm kind of disappointed right now, but the good news is that everybody may get a parting gift for showing up. A parting gift of an entire pizza, because we have pizza for 140, so you may get one to take home with you. What I want to tell you now is, one, thank you for coming. Two, this is an opportunity for you to share with the administration, with school board members, about what your thoughts are about closing John Adams. I think it's very important for people to listen tonight, for the people behind me to listen, the people to the right of me to listen, and for everybody else to listen as well. I think all concerns are valid, so I appreciate you coming up and talk. If you have not signed up to talk yet, there's a sign-up sheet out by Miss Jean. So please do that. Some of the guidelines that we've been asked to have here is that when you are up here with the microphone, you have about 3 minutes to talk, so be very concise in what you have to say. If you're rambling on and on and on, Sean McAndrew is going to come and tackle you. Ro Hume is going to come and tackle you. Or that whole front row is going to come and tackle you. About 3 minutes, okay? But we want to hear your voice. We want everybody to hear your voice about what you think of this school, why you think this school is important or not important in this community, and what your impression is of the consolidation plan. So please be brief. I would expect that we would be respectful as well, that we all know that this is a Wednesday night in the middle of a work week. Be respectful of everybody here. So no need to be yelling, no need to be doing anything like that. Respect everybody. And so thank you for being here. Thank you behind me for being here. Mr. Freund, the lawyer for the school board, has something to say as well, right?
Yes, I do, yes. Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. My name's John Freund. I am the solicitor for the district, and I've been asked this evening to serve as a moderator for this meeting. So I have an initial statement to make, and I'm going to make it very slowly so that Ms. Agazlik, did I get that right? Is going to translate into Spanish for those of you who might have some difficulty understanding otherwise. Okay? So, again, thank you and welcome to the first of 3 town hall meetings that the Scranton School District will be conducting regarding building reconfiguration options.
Buenas noches y muchas gracias y bienvenidos a las 3 primeras reuniones de ayuntamiento del Distrito Escolar de Scranton en relación a la cerrar de los edificios.
Kwa muda tunawakaribisha wote kwa baraza yetu ya wilaya ya masomo yetu ya shule yetu ya Scranton.
Okay. The purpose of the Scranton School District Town Hall meetings is to provide an opportunity to listen to the school community regarding the recent reconfiguration options that were presented on October 17th, 2022.
El propósito de estas reuniones es de proveer una oportunidad a la comunidad escolar en relación a la reconfiguración y las opciones que se presentaron el 17 de octubre del 2022.
Shabaha yetu kwa baraza ya leo ni juu ya kuendelea na mazungumzo ile tuliyezungumzia mwezi ya 10 tarehe 17 ya mwaka ya 2022.
The reconfiguration plan presented options to consolidate buildings in order to provide improved learning environments for students.
Esta reconfiguración o el plan de reconfiguración presenta opciones de consolidar edificios para proveer mejor ambiente de aprendizaje y académico para los estudiantes.
Na kisa kabisa kia mazungumuzo yetu ni juu ya kukamilisha mazungumuzo ile tuliyezungumzia ajili ya kuona namna gani, njia gani tunaweza kuweka rahisi majifunzo ya wanafunzi watoto wetu.
We value everyone's feedback and look forward to a productive and insightful meeting.
Nosotros valuamos toda la información y todo lo que ustedes nos quieran decir en estas reuniones.
Kwa hiyo tutapendelea kabisa tuelewane sawa sawa kwa jinsi kila mmoja apate kujua mipango gani tunapokuwa nayo na kila mmoja akuwe huru ajisikirie.
We ask all participants to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated and will result in removal from the premises.
Les pedimos a todos los participantes que se conduzcan de una manera profesional. El comportamiento inapropiado no va a ser tolerado y puede acabar en que se les pida que salgan del edificio.
Tutapendelea washirika wote kuhudumia kuendelea na hii huduma wetu kwa namna ya kuelekea kufuatana na mipango yote vile tunapoisimamisha kwa gisi yote pite sawa sawa.
We ask that the town hall meetings reflect mutual respect.
Pedimos que estas reuniones enseñen y demuestren respeto mutuo.
We will be listening to all questions and responding if possible. All other questions will be responded to in a frequently asked question document that will be posted on our district website.
Vamos a escuchar todas las preguntas y todos los comentarios y se va a responder si es posible. Todas las otras preguntas serán contestadas en una página de preguntas frecuentes que se va a poner en el sitio web del distrito.
Tutapokelea maulizo yote na kila ulizo itakuwa na jibu yake. Ile ulizo yenye haitajibiwa hapa itaendelea kupewa jibu katika website ya masomo yetu ya shule ya Scranton.
In order to hear as many speakers as possible, speakers will be limited to 3 minutes.
Para escuchar a todas las personas posiblemente se van a limitar a 3 minutos de comentarios.
We also ask that if your question or comment has been asked or stated already, that you yield your time for other speakers' questions or comments.
Kwa hiyo msemaji wote atapewa dakika 3 ya kuongea juu ya kwamba tupatie kila mmoja bahati.
If there are additional questions or comments that extend beyond 3 minutes, they can be submitted in writing via the Google form on our school district website, and they will be included in our frequently asked document.
Si hay preguntas o comentarios adicionales que se extienden fuera de los 3 minutos asignados, se pueden enviar por escrito al comentario en un formulario y estas preguntas y respuestas se van a poner en el sitio web del distrito.
Maulizo ile inaweza kukamata zaidi ya dakika 3 itaombewa yaletewe tena juu ya kupata majibu yayo ku website ya shule yetu ya Scranton.
The town hall will conclude tonight promptly at 7:30. Any speakers that have signed up and do not have the opportunity to speak will be asked to submit their questions or comments via the Google form on our school district website. Thank you.
Esta reunión concluirá exactamente a las 7:30 de la noche. Cualquier persona que haya firmado para hablar y no tenga la oportunidad, tiene la oportunidad de poner sus preguntas o sus comentarios a través de un formulario en Google en nuestro sitio web del distrito.
Mikutano ya ukumbi wetu tutapatia kila mmoja mwenye anapojiandikisha kwa kuwa anaweza kusema, atakuwa uhuru, tutamkaribisha.
Okay. Turn this over to Ms. Orr.
Yes, please. Okay, if we're all set to speak, that'd be great. I think, I'm not sure we really agreed to end this at 7:30 if I'm out of line. If there is a plan that is going to disrupt the lives of hundreds of people, I think we need to respect that there's hundreds of people that have thoughts that need to be inputted into this plan. I hope we can be a little flexible on that I know hundreds of people have issues with that. Okay. So, Virginia, you ready? This isn't loud? I'm sorry. I just don't think we agreed to that. You ready?
And does she keep?
I did kind of speak my piece last time, and you'll probably hear from me again because this means a lot to me. However, tonight I was asked by a parent of former students if I could read their letter to the board because she had to work and she was not able to make it here. But it kind of embodies what John Adams is. Her kids haven't been here in 10 years, and she still wants to fight for John Adams. Dear board members, Mrs. McTiernan, and administrative staff, my name is Amber Bagg. I'm a former student of John Adams along with my children and my father. Needless to say, John Adams has been a part of my family for many years. Even though I am no longer part of the Adams family on a daily basis, I still do not want to see the school close. John Adams is a solid building and should be updated, not closed. Yes, the school could be considered small compared to others, but it is what makes John Adams a great school. The teachers are able to know every single child in the building. I'm not saying that the teachers at John Adams are better than other teachers, but when you're in a big school, you can't build a relationship with the students like the teachers at John Adams do. I remember when my mother and I went to kindergarten registration for my oldest son, and as we were leaving, all of a sudden we heard someone call my mother's name. It was a teacher that I had for preschool way back in the mid-1980s. My children are in their 20s now, and when I see a teacher from Adams, they always ask about my kids, even teachers they never had. What will happen to the children who have to walk to school because their parents can't take them, or the children who need that extra little bit when it comes to learning? Maybe some of the children think of John Adams as their home away from home. Why would you take that from a child? I'm sure it all boils down to money in the long run, but these children are much more important than that. Why not give Adams a little updating? To me, that just makes more sense in the long run. North High School, East Scranton Junior High School, and Central were all closed down for whatever reasons, and yet they are all occupied now. The buildings were strong. Do you want to know why John Adams truly is the Adams family? My children had been out of John Adams for about 5 to 7 years when my mother passed away. Every single staff member came to her funeral. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Every teacher was there, and even the janitorial staff was there. They did not have to do that because my children were long gone from Adams at that time. Mrs. Stackhouse, Mrs. Telesco, Mr. and Mrs. Foley, Mr. Stefani, Miss Sharon, Miss Freed, and Miss Saunders, just to name a few. John Adams is a staple in the Pine Brook community, So with that said, I beg you, please do not close such an amazing school. Thank you very much for listening to what I have to say. Sincerely, Amber Bagg, a John Adams Bulldog Forever. I also have letters my students wrote that I'd like to give you. And I do want to say, when we were going through the writing process and they were brainstorming, I had students say to me, the community needs John Adams, when we were looking for reasons why John Adams is important. The community needs John Adams. What happens if someone gets sick and their parents don't have a car? How can they go get them? If 9-year-olds can see the problems with closing John Adams as a community school, I think you all should be able to see that too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll sit at the speaker. Okay, next speaker.
Next we have Tessa Mitchell.
Hi, my name is Tessa Mitchell, and my daughter Alyssa Mitchell goes to this school. Miss Capolini, Miss Telesco, Miss Price, and all the teachers here. Like, my daughter struggles sometimes in school, and they are here to help her. Miss Capolini calls me all the time. She does have, behavior issues, and I feel like the small classrooms, the teachers help them. And I feel like she goes to the school, she's gonna be displaced, she's gonna be falling through the cracks. And I'm sure many other parents here have kids in a situation. And I just feel like this is a community, a village that they all do. And you see all the diverse people here. And I feel like this school is good for these kids. Going, splitting them up, and for the budget, I'm not sure, exactly the reasons we are told, but these kids need a home, a place they feel okay, welcoming, and this place is welcoming. Like, I have 2 older kids that used to go here. They in Scranton High now, and Mr. Storrs played. My middle daughter played basketball. She loved it. Like, he helped her everything. This is a community for everyone, every kid to be okay and welcoming. I'm not from here. I live in New Jersey, but coming here in this school, I feel like it's a home. Like, my other kids went to Mid-Nichols Plaza, and they were home too. When I came here, a little nervous, new teachers, but my daughter, 6 years old, I feel safe. I don't mind her coming to this school. The violence, none of that. I feel like she is welcome here, and I feel it's an advantage if you guys put the school up. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker.
Hello, everybody. Philip Alicia, Vice President of the PTA and proud father of a 4th grader. John Adams is a family, and you guys have a real important decision to make. We're looking for your help. Somebody spoke to me right before this. 21st century learning is not the building, it's the classroom with the teachers. This building can be fixed. These students need you guys. I go to work every single day and I make hundreds of decisions that affect hundreds of people. I know what it's like to make a decision behind closed doors. If you look at the people dead in their face, it's a lot harder to make a decision. So I thank you for coming. But these teachers are phenomenal. And these students don't have parents who have cars. We are under the poverty line. If their kid was sick and they had to walk to get that child, I challenge any one of you to walk with me from here to Neil Armstrong. Any day, anytime, I will walk with you. We can walk from this meeting tonight and I'll go with you. And I'll have somebody there to pick you up, to drive you back because you'll be too tired. I thank you for coming, but please just think about these children. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next is Jacqueline Fernandez.
Good evening. I would like to start by saying that I do hope I'm not crossing dangerous territory per Monday's night meeting. With all due respect, wake up and smell the ground beans. The proposition regarding class sizes is a major issue for many of us parents. This change is going to be a huge safety issue and on so many levels. Here are a few concerns as a longtime Scranton resident. Schools are meant to be a learning base for our children, giving those who mentor the capability to teach in a productive manner. How can teachers be expected to provide the type of education our children deserve when they have to divide their limited time? Then there's COVID. Schools here in Scranton were shut down for so long. And now you're telling us you're going to be filling up their classrooms? And then there are recent events that have happened with schools nationwide, which, by the way, instead of school closures, what we should be emphasizing is what can we do to assure safety for our children? We should not be here this evening discussing closures of many of our children's schools. We should not be closing our neighborhood schools for the convenience of the school district. If there's any schools left by the time we hit 2024, that is. Because again, instead of giving, you take away. I have a 14-year-old who attended Prescott Elementary, which was a great school. Why are we closing it? Today, I have a 6-year-old who attends this beautiful school with our many proud flags, which I have not yet seen in any of the other schools. She completed kindergarten with one of the best 2 kindergarten teachers here at John Adams, Mrs. Gahan. She was an excellent person to work with. Serenity excelled beautifully because of the time and attention that was given to her by Mrs. Gahan. Not only for her, but for myself also. Today, she's in the 1st grade with another great teacher, Mrs. Corbett. And may I say my daughter is right where she should be, if not advanced, and it's all thanks to these attentive individuals who wake up early every morning and welcome our children with open arms and a great smile in their faces at the start of their day. Starting with the ladies who receives them at the entrance, the principal, Mrs. Capellini, teachers, janitors, etc. Here at John Adams, we are a family. My daughter's happy to get up early and go to school. She's always happy at the end of school day as she talks to me about the day and in details explains to me the many things she learned throughout her day. I have never ever encountered an issue or have experienced a dissatisfaction here at John Adams. But instead, I have been nothing but pleased and extremely grateful to all employed here with their dedication to us in the community. Lastly, but not least, then there are those who are without transportation. With the grace of God, I do have a vehicle, but my fellow parents of the other students here at John Adams do not. What are of them and their little children? Do we not get to think of them? Do those kids get a say? Or even better, do they get a chance? Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you.
Next we have Talian Almatari.
John Adams is a great school and should not be shut down. Many students will miss the school and many teachers will lose their jobs. John Adams is an amazing school and should not be shut down. A lot of students will miss it and have great memories of John Adams with their teachers. That's all I have.
Thank you, Talia, that was really good. Thank you.
Next we have Lana.
I'm standing here tonight to stand by John Adams. There is no enough reason to close our school because I don't want teachers to lose their jobs. They did a great job teaching and support us. This place means a lot to us, me and my friends. We hold a lot of great memories. We wish this is a dream and we want to wake up. Please don't close it. People think it's a bad place, but it's not. Thank you for listening to my speech.
That was a great job, Jemana. Thank you.
Next we have Eureka Carver.
Hi, my name is Jericho Carver. I probably won't use the 3 minutes. I came in with just a single question, but I just want to start off by saying I'm 41 years old. I attended preschool, kindergarten, and everything else here at John Adams School. I have 6 children, 5 of them who are through Scranton School District, and I still have 1 more who didn't start yet. My son James is now in 1st grade. He struggled in kindergarten with his reading and learning. He did not have the option to attend preschool, which is crucial. But Mrs. Price was his kindergarten teacher, and she stayed after school every week to work with my son to help him do better in reading. If we move all the kids to larger classrooms, there's going to be all different kind of kids with different learning abilities at different levels. Like, how is each student really going to be addressed, to really exceed and do the best they can when teachers are really going to have to push more on what they're trying to teach and can't give kids the proper help that they need? I don't think that's really been thought about, and I also didn't hear anyone mention what the transportation situation be considered. I know the rules were changed for if you live within 1.5 miles for elementary schools, that you have to walk, there's no bus, and then for intermediate, if it was 2 miles or less, that you would have to walk. So if you close this school, even though, Neil Armstrong is over there, that puts a lot of families still under the 1.5 mile, and then what? Where does that leave us? I'm a single mom. I drive everyone in the morning. I have to do pickups. I pick up my son on on my break from work. If you move him over there, that's really, I don't know what I'm going to do. Am I going to have to change my job? It's going to put a hardship on a lot of us parents in a lot of different ways. So, just please at least think about it. Consider the kids, all the circumstances, how everyone will be affected, all the ways financially, educational-wise. It's a lot, and I just think this is a terrible decision if you guys close this school.
Thank you, Ms. Carter. Yeah, what? We're not going to answer any questions.
When I spoke to you and I told you how wonderful my school is, that hasn't changed. I love my school and I don't want for you to close it. Even though I am graduating this year from John Adams, this school provides my peers an opportunity to excel. I am asking that you don't close my school. Think about the wonderful students and the teachers and how that will affect them. Please don't close my school.
Thank you, Evelyn. Excellent statement. Thank you.
Next we have Jennifer Telesco.
Let's go.
I have one question. There is a parent that would like to speak and couldn't get to the sign up, and she would like to speak. She would need translation because she speaks Spanish. So I was going to come and get the sign up, but if we can give you the
Has
name.
everybody who signed up spoken already?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. There's certainly not time. Yeah, come on.
If Ms. Nerva can go over and give the name. So I would like to speak this way, like one of our students, because these are our families. And I know you've seen my face and heard my voice plenty of times at those meetings, so you know I could project it. Thank you for coming. I don't know if the board can fully appreciate the crowd that we have here tonight and how hard we worked. Despite all of the, I dare say, rules that have been attached to this meeting, we wanted to create a family event, and I think we were incredibly successful. So thank you to all who have come. I also want to point out that it isn't easy for any of us to come back, I think, at night, especially our families, for the reasons that they've given, that it would be difficult for them to come and pick up their children if they were sick, having to go to over 1.5 miles to get to Armstrong. But this type of community event would not be possible there. because it's the same issue. They're not going to have the ability to travel all the way to another school to come at night when most of our families have walked here, yes? We've had plenty that have walked here, and that transportation is an issue, but they're here because they're part of our family, and we are a community, and it's so important. I don't think I need to come up and give you any more reasons that I have said at any of the other meetings as to why you need to keep John Adams in the community of the Pine Brook Association and the revitalization at the forefront of the city's progression. I think seeing their faces and hearing their stories should be the reason and the focus tonight. So again, I reiterate of how important they are. I am so proud to have spent my entire teaching career in the Scranton School District at this building, and I will fight to keep doing that. I would have to say that I heard, I don't know, a parent say that, or no, one of our students saying that some say this is not a great place, this is a bad place. And I'd be the first to stand in line with them to say, no, it's not. It's one of the greatest places that's in the city of Scranton, especially within our schools. And I want to see it thrive. I want to see it exist for longer. And I just want to say that there's nothing scary about being here, and I just want to point out the fact that there are 6 that I counted, security guards here, that we don't even have one when our school is open for business during the day, so that's incredibly transparent, and I just want to put that out there because I know it's noticeable. So, again, thank you for coming. Please look at the faces. Hear the stories and see this as not a building, but as a family and a community, and that they deserve every educational opportunity that you want to give them at another school right in their neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you.
Next, we have Rosemary Wallen.
I too would like to address the people in this room from the John Adams School. I love to come to this building, and I usually here to read, either to Ms. Jean's, what was her preschool, and also Ms. Lesko's first grade class, and I'll go to any school to read because I think reading is so important. I wanted to congratulate this building and all of them in the family here. This is an outstanding turnout. You deserve so very much credit for being here. Like all of you, I don't like to see a building close. I can't stand it. I've been present in this district for several buildings closing, including my high school, and it's sad. It's a sad thing because this is where learning takes place. This is where we can gather as a family and talk to each other, and we know each other, we can communicate with each other, and that's so very, very important in the education business. When we pick up a family and transport it to a whole other location, it's not a good idea. That's not how it works. I know, because all of you know what it was like, some of you, to come here and not speak any English, but you were welcome here with open arms, and people work with your children go home, and they communicate with you about what happens in their school. I know in the morning I hear several languages because I go over to Whittier every morning, and I hear languages, and then I hear the kids come out and say, I had a great day at school today, and they explain to their parents, and then they switch languages and explain to their parents in whatever language their parents speak. That's how we grow and learn in the city of Scranton. We're not going to do that if we shut this building down or any building. It's just not a smart idea. Our community needs to grow, and you're the growth. You are the most important people in the city of Scranton. So please don't give up and keep together as family, because you are that. And I thank you so very much, and I know the school directors are listening to everything we're saying, and especially, not so much what I'm saying, or what you're saying to them. So keep it up, you're doing a great job. I congratulate all of you. Bravo.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Next, we have Vita Roa.
Hi. I have a first grader that goes here. First of all, I just want to thank the teachers. They are above and beyond. My son has trouble with certain sounds, and, you know, the teachers really went above and beyond for him to have him 2-3 days a week going to extra reading, writing, speech, and I've noticed a difference. Not only that, like, communication is amazing with them. Any issue that I have or concern, they respond, they're there. Like, I honestly, I come from New York. I moved from Scranton to Stroudsburg. I mean, from Stroudsburg to Scranton, sorry. And I was worried about how my kids were gonna adapt. And how do I say this? Like, I'm worried how my kid is going to do in a bigger classroom. With it being so small here, like, a lot of the moms express their concerns. Like, I don't want my son to fall through the cracks. And yeah, I don't want to see the school close. I know for a lot of people it's transportation. I live across the street, so we also walk, but I'm just worried about his education and where it's gonna go from here. And that's it. So
Thank you.
Yushu Matello.
Thank you so much for organizing this. It's very important. And I just want to say this. I'm here today on behalf of the 55 refugee families from Congo that live here. We do have a couple of families that actually have their kids come to school here. And to be honest, one of the things that I'll start with is my concern for the teachers, because I value so much teachers. And if at all this is going to impact their ability to have a job, please think about it. But I think the biggest issue that I have on behalf of our families that we're not able to come here to express their concerns about the school closing is we are new to the country, we are new to the city, and I don't know if as you thought through this plan, you knew that Scranton was receiving refugees and immigrants, and they're struggling with the transition. It's not an easy process. And I just want to tell a very small story. I come from a tribal community in the Congo, and there is a place in the middle of the village for my tribe that we call Lubunga, and it's a place of knowledge. It's where elders sit, and for you as young people, you go and listen to stories and learn from them. And to me, that's how I see a school in other places. It's a place of knowledge. It's a place where kids go and learn and interact with teachers. Teachers become their second parents. And it's just terrible that, you know, a plan like this can happen. But again, think through it. The concerns, as many people have mentioned, is the distance. We do have one of our families that will be having to see their children, I don't know if it's walk or like get bus for at least 1.5 miles. That's a little too much. And this is a single parent, you know, single parents. For the families that have both parents, it's very easy for them to jog around, you know, the schedules and see what to do for their kids. But how will these single families that have their kids here from my community, you know, deal with this? Think about it. Think about it so hard. The other concern is I went to school in a refugee camp, and we had classes with over 300 children. This was in my primary school. What I'm trying to say is I'm a little concerned about children being moved to other schools because I don't know what the size of the classes are going to be. So if you're thinking about us, just remember, the size is going to be as the classes were here, or will the kids be overcrowded somehow? Many of our children have issues with language. They need that extra help. And again, I want to thank a lot the teachers at this school. They've been very helpful. And so I don't know what's going to happen if this ends up going through and the kids go to these other schools. It's about trusting and building that relationship. Parents have built it with teachers here. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to take a very long time. On behalf of our community and the families that come here, I really ask that you think through this and think so hard about it. And I'll be more than happy if my prayers come through, that this building remains here and classes continue to be taken by these kids, it's going to be very helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kellum. Thank you.
We have Delmas and Sanchez.
Hola. Somebody speak Spanish. Antes que todo, gracias a todos por estar aquí y darnos la oportunidad de expresarnos, de escucharnos.
She's
No
very
esta-
thankful that for all of us to be here and to give everybody the opportunity to express themselves and give us their thoughts.
No es fácil estar ante todos aquí, es más fácil tomar una clase de boxeo que estar aquí.
She says it's much easier to take a boxing class than to be here and speak in front of everybody.
Pero bueno, hay que hacerlo por nuestros hijos, ¿verdad? No es fácil la situación que estamos pasando ahora.
She says this is because of the children. This situation is not easy for any of them.
Mis tres hijas, tengo dos niñas aquí y tuve una niña que tiene un ARP y pues gracias a Dios las maestras tuvieron, puedo decir, la paciencia de estar con mi hija, de enseñarle, de ayudarle y gracias a Dios mi hija ha mejorado mucho y aún tengo dos niñas aquí y siento de que si toman la decisión de cerrarla, creo que nos estarían perjudicando a nosotros como padres y a nuestros hijos.
She
Y-
says she has 3 daughters. One of them has an IEP, and she cannot thank the teachers enough who had the patience and took the time to help her advance. And she feels that it would be detrimental to her other children to close the school.
No es fácil para nosotros porque hemos vivido siempre en estas áreas y para nosotros es más fácil. Yo muchas veces me he quedado sin carro, pero se me hace fácil caminar y llegar aquí y pues es más accesible la escuela y todo. Y yo siento de que ustedes como padres que tienen hijos quizás en universidades o quizás pueden algún día estar en una situación como nosotros estamos. Me gustaría que por lo menos se pusieran a pensar en cómo esto perjudica a los niños, a los maestros y a nosotros como padres.
She said she is one of those people who sometimes does not have a car, and it's easy for her to walk and to pick up the children or to deliver the children. And she says, as parents, can we all think about how that will affect the children, the parents, and the teachers when they will be in a school that it's not easy for them to walk in any emergency situation?
Puedo decir de que en esta escuela prácticamente desde que di luz a mis hijas y todo, pues ha sido un proceso largo, pero mis hijas es aquí donde ellas han tomado sus estudios y gracias a Dios veo la diferencia de todo en ellas y siento de que deberían analizar bien esta situación porque hay muchas personas que dependen también de ellos. Si se cierra todo, se quedarían sin estudio los niños por un tiempo o los cambios les afectarían. Mi niña ahora está repitiendo primer grado.
She said her daughters have been here from the beginning. It's been a process for her. Her one daughter was retained in first grade, and she wouldn't know what to do if it weren't for the teachers. It's a very difficult situation, and we need to think about how this is affecting the children, the teachers, and the parents themselves.
Pues, ¿qué puedo decir? Nada, pues dejamos en ustedes su decisión y espero que sea la mejor que puedan tomar y piensen primero en nosotros como padres, en nuestros hijos y en los maestros. Tomen la mejor decisión que ustedes tengan.
She said, take the best decision that you think is necessary, but before you do, please take into consideration the parents and the students and the situation.
Y nuevamente gracias por darnos esta oportunidad de escucharnos como padres y bueno, lastimosamente mi inglés no es nada bueno. Espero en Dios tomar clases y la próxima, espero que no haya próxima, espero algún día hacerlo bien en inglés.
She said, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Her English is not good. She hopes the next time, actually, she hopes there is never another time where she has to address the board. And please take into consideration the parents.
Oh,
Gracias.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Marsha Johnson, and I'm a health and physical education teacher here at this school. 1 day a week. I teach here every Wednesday. Today, you're sitting in my gym. We taught sideline soccer today. It was phenomenal. I also teach 4 days a week at Neil Armstrong, so I have a very good, unique opportunity to tell you that I can see the physical problems with 600 kids at that school. And I need you to realize that there is a phys ed teacher here 3 days a week, and I teach over there 4 days a week. So there will be one full-time teacher, hopefully myself and Armstrong, and one teacher 2 days a week. 2 days a week, that'll be 14 classes. I hope that the parents understand that there is one gym at Neil Armstrong. So there will be 14 classes that will be taught in a classroom. Or if the weather's good, it'll be taught outside. Now, Mr. Wolf, you're a runner. You understand how important exercise is. You understand, Mrs. McTiernan, how really important exercise is. Every child needs phys ed movement 60 minutes a day. If you want them to have phys ed in the classroom or in the hallway, I think that is a ridiculous thing to ask. I don't think that everybody understands that they will have art in the classroom, they will have music in the classroom, they will have gym in the classroom. We have one gym. I don't know what else to say, but health and physical education is huge. 2 years ago, everything was about health, right? And now it is imperative that we keep our kids moving. The big thing now is social emotional learning, correct? So we want these kids to have stability, self-esteem, confidence, and you're going to take that away if you are moving them. Change for these guys is not good. These kids are extremely resilient, very good kids. I have all these kids sitting here. They're resilient, but you're asking too much of them to go into a school with 600 children. I think that's not wise. I think it's unhealthy. I am a huge advocate of health and movement. And I'm telling you, it is a wrong decision. You really, really, truly have to think about 600 children that are going to be slammed into that school, 28 kids per class, kindergarten probably 27, and the small class sizes here are ideal. They're ideal. And I would please, I'm begging you to keep this school open and not slam 600 kids into Neil Armstrong. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last we have Margot Cosgrove.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Margot Cosgrove. I'm a teacher here at John Adams Elementary. I came here approximately 10 years ago when Audubon closed. I was teaching at Prescott, and I got bumped to Adams. Needless to say, I was depressed, upset, crazed. My husband said, "I think you need to go there." I said, "I don't want to go there. It's not a great school. I'm afraid of that neighborhood." And I came here I think it was 10 years ago. Let me tell you that these children and these families are the nicest, sweetest, most gracious families and children that I have ever taught. They are happy, they love to learn, they come here with enthusiasm, they are here enthusiastic, and they leave with enthusiasm. This little school here on Capaus Avenue is a little jewel. And the thought that you want to close it down when you should be elevating it, lifting these families up. Look at these families. They are diverse. This is what we talk about. We live in a nation that is diverse. Why wouldn't we celebrate these families and these children that go here? I spoke to my second graders Monday about what was happening with John Adams. I didn't coach them. We all sat on the carpet and discussed it. And my little second grader said to me, "We need to do something, Mrs. Cosgrove. We need to make posters, and we need to call who's making this decision, and we need to get together, and we have to protest." Yeah, that's what they said. They said, "We have to protest." It all sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds great. Oh, wow. Look at behind you. Look at these flags. That's just a smattering of the countries that are spoken here. I have a little girl who just came from the Ukraine. She is here 4 months. I have another little girl from the Congo. She's only here since February. I have children from Bosnia in my class. All of these children lift each other up. This whole school, we lift each other up. I would never, ever, ever want to teach in any other school but John Adams Elementary. I am a proud teacher. I am extremely proud of my students this year and in the past. And I beg you to think seriously. Think about our country and what our country is and how we should be celebrating the people that are here. Look at them. Look at these families. They are all happy to be here. They want the best for their children. So I encourage you to really sit and think about what is best for the children. What is best for the children? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cosgrove. Thank you. Okay. Who is this?
I know I already speech, but education is best to John Adams. But if you're going to go to John Adams, we're all going to get smushed, and some people don't want to get smushed in John Adams, and some people they don't want to like just walk all from their home, and people think it's a great place, but people don't want it to close down, and people don't want to walk all a mile just because of Neil Armstrong, and people should not move just because of John Adams shut down. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers, Mrs. Orr? Okay. Having no other speakers, let me just say on behalf of the board that we appreciate you coming out tonight and expressing your heartfelt ideas and sentiments about the school. This is the beginning of a process, and there'll be other opportunities to be heard. So with that, can we conclude the meeting? Oh, Mr. Schwartz, something else?
If there's nobody else who wants to speak, I want to say thank you to everybody out here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending your time. I know it's a long day. Jimmy Connors, you want to say something? Can we listen from former Mayor Connors? Come on up here, friend.
Hi, I know that the decisions that the board making, they're very difficult. I know that because when I was mayor, I had similar decisions. However, I was Title I administrator before I was mayor, and this was one of my schools. In fact, all the schools were my schools. So I was in this building dozens and dozens of times. This is an incredible school right here. Fabulous. Our Our preschool, Bob Salimba, an incredible teacher, right up there, my memory serves, it was many years ago. Remedial reading, remedial math. The preschool program in this district was cut for no reason that I can discover. And when I left, we were getting $1,200,000 from the state, from the federal government for the program. So it was free. And all of our children all over the city had free preschool with a teacher and an aide, and then an art teacher that would come in, a music teacher, a gym teacher, and you have the principal here. So it was a secure building. And anyway, I still don't know why that program was cut. The way I got started in government, in politics, was I was a single parent in Manuka, and my daughter was a student at Wilson School, Woodrow Wilson School. It was a school that I went to and my mother went to. And the board decided that the school had to be closed. So we organized, just like this here, the teachers or the parents here. I spoke up and they said, Jimmy, you have to go to the board just like this and speak. I said, me? Yes. So I put my leisure suit on. This was the 70s. That was the only suit I had. And I went and I spoke. We kept our school open for, I think, 2 more years. And it served us well, and our kids could walk to school, just like I did, just like my mother did. Now, when they closed the school, we told them, just like your parents are speaking up, we said, Kennedy School will not be able to take our kids. It's too small. Oh, no. They said it's not too small at all. We knew it was. We knew it was too small. So they closed our school. The next year, they had to put an addition on Kennedy. And the year after, they had to put another addition on. So anyway, my suggestion is... What?
Finish up.
My suggestion is this. The same thing that Susie said the other night, my wife. Listen to the parents. This is their school. And you don't know what happens when you close a neighborhood school. You rip the heart out of your neighborhood. And that's what's going to happen here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, again, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming. I know it's been a long day. I know everybody worked hard today, and then you're still here tonight. Thank you so much. Thanks for those who spoke. Thanks for those who came this way as well. Sean, do you want?
No. No, everything's going to go out in paper. Yeah.
If you do have a question, either see myself or Jane, who just stood up, and we'll collect questions and get them to the board or the administration to get answers back. Okay? Okay.
What is this?
What do we want to do? Okay.
They can ask more questions.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. That can be scanned, and it will get you to the.
Take them to the page where they can put the questions.
It'll take you to the Google form if you scan that.
QR code.
It's a QR code. If the parents don't know how to do it, I'm sure the kids will show you.
Or they could just go right to the Scranton School District website.
Or you can find it right on the website. Yeah. No. Well,
But they should submit, the best way to do it is they should submit it so that everybody has the questions. That's why we're doing it. So, again, rather than,
Well, they can make comment. The school board's decided it's not going to answer any questions, but we want to hear what they have to say. I guess if there's more people that have some comments, I guess we have until 7. Well, we said we'd be here for another half an hour. Then we'll close it.
Okay, everybody, if there's anybody else who has a comment to make who did not sign up, raise your hand. You can come up and make that comment.
we just said we'll do it for another half hour.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I just wanted you guys know, see two of my oldest kids, they were in this school. I'm talking about 10 years ago. They love this school. Please, really, really, I'm begging, don't even thinking about close this school, because that's all they know. I mean, when people ask them, where you guys went to school? John Adams. I got 5 boys, all boys. Now they go Scranton High. They love Scranton High. I mean, the only reason I bought a house 3 blocks away, because I don't want to move this area. I love this area. My kids love this area, and they're here. One is 16 years old, one's 15, and I got my oldest 19 years old. Yeah. And all of them were in this school. Yeah. They know this school. Please, don't shut this school.
Can we get your name, sir, for the...
Oh, my name is Rodrigo Salazar.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Yeah, if we could just have your name, we'll keep a record of everybody.
My name is Pam Esposito, and I'm sorry I don't have a script or anything, but I just feel I need to have my voice. First, I bought a house in Pine Brook, I would say about 18 years ago, and I didn't really want to buy one here, but my husband talked me into it. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. But we did, because the thought of having a school a block away from my house was wonderful. I was a stay-at-home mom, eventually when I had kids, who came to John Adams. They came to preschool with Miss Smith and Miss Grace. They eventually went on to Miss Telesco, Miss Cosgrove, Miss Saunders, Miss Freed, and I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. My kids learned so much from this school, and we're around so many different kids, and that is what my husband and I loved about this place. It was wonderful. They've gone on to Northeast and Scranton High School and are honor rolled kids, and hopefully are going to college. They're seniors now. What I wanted to say first and foremost was I was a product of Scranton School District who grew up in the 80s, and every school I went to shut down. I went to Bancroft. I made it through Bancroft. Went to Northeast Intermediate. They decided they had to close that, so I had to go to 8th grade at South Intermediate. When it was time to pick your high school, I was going to go to Tech, but then they decided we're going to make boundaries, so I had to go to Scranton Central. Well, Scranton Central, they didn't have business, and that's what I was. So I had to take a class over at Scranton Tech, so I had to walk from one class to Scranton High and back to Central, which I would always end up somehow being late, and my mother would end up calling because I'd end up getting detention because I was late. Then I was at Central, and they decided they were going to close Central, so I had to go to West Scranton, which all were great schools, but when you're a shy kid, changes don't come easy. And I just want everyone sitting up there to think about, it's not just buildings, it's kids with some are fine, but others do not excel in big classes, and I was one of them. I hated school because of so many changes. I didn't do well, and I just felt like I needed to voice that there's no money that can help kids' education. We took preschool away. I worked in preschool with Miss Jean. It was the best thing. It helped those kids go into kindergarten, and we took it away. And I just feel like the kids are losing out. And I just needed my voice to be heard and for you to understand what you're taking away. And I just want to be respectful and just say, please think about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Is there anybody else who wants to share?
I feel like I'm always on a negative note. I want to be positive tonight. Where my heart is.
I
Can you give us your name?
went to the Scranton School District my whole entire life. I was a project kid who was always judged for being poor. And my mother was the best. She was a mother and a father. She was the best thing ever in my life. So I went through it. My whole Scranton School District career, wonderful teachers. Decided I wanted to be a teacher. Came back and wanted to student teacher Judy Rapp. Loved her. She made me want to be a teacher. And then I see these kids here. So like I wanted to dedicate my career going back to the kids that were poor and are always judged and always have things taken away from them. I wanted to make their lives different. And I feel like I make such a change. But I feel like so many things, it just comes down to money. And you're not thinking about the kids. And it's so sad to me because my preschoolers were eating breakfast this morning and they said, Mrs. Price, if they close our school, where are you going to go? And I said, honey, I'll go to another school. And they said, but we will miss you and we will love this. We love this school. So I get both sides of the coin. So sometimes I come in here and I'm like a bull. And I apologize for that, but it's where my heart is. And I just know how I was judged my whole life for being poor. And these people are poor. They don't have a lot. And what they have, they love and they appreciate. And you just got to think about how your decisions will affect their lives. And that's all I ask, is that you just put a face and a heart to everything, not just a dollar sign.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak? All right.
Could I get your name?
Say your name really loud.
It's working.
My name
That's okay.
is Mariama.
Okay, Mariana, go ahead.
Hi.
I don't want to do it. No.
My name is Yazanina. This school is big and I love it. And it's everything to me. And all of my teachers and what the teachers I don't see is my favorite. And my friends is everything to me. And the school was big.
Hello, my name is Talian, and this will be a short speech. I joined in John Adams School in third grade, and I had Mrs. Saunders as my teacher. She was very kind to me, and she helped me a lot. And now I am in fourth grade with Mrs. Freed, who helped me a lot in math and many more. So the school cannot be shut down.
Susie, come on up. Be careful putting it too close to your mouth. Others' mouth just fine.
All right, it's Susie Blum Connors again, but I just want to say really to the parents that are here and the students that it's very encouraging to see. Let me take this out. Can I take this out? How do you do that? Just to see so many of you here, and I would just say, I mean, I've been in your position, as a teacher when they were ready to close Monroe School back in 1984. And we had a similar type of meeting. And I can remember a couple young students speaking up. And I just want to say, keep fighting and keep talking and keep your voices heard, because the squeaky wheel does get the grease. And so you should really all be very, as I said, it's encouraging to see all of you here, and you should be commended for coming out, at night after a long day of many of you working, the kids going to school all day, after going to school again tomorrow and to work. So just thank you all for your participation.
Thank you.
My name is Gwendolyn Smith, and good evening. Well, I wasn't really going to say anything tonight. I was just here to listen and get some information about, because I really don't know why the school is closing, truth be told. I have 7 kids, and 5 of them is all in the Scranton School District. I'm raising my granddaughter now, who you just heard from. She's going to be 6 in December, and she is so excited. She has a learning disability, a IEP, and she went to the Progressive Center for her pre-K, and she loves school. She cries when we pass the school because she misses the teachers and the students, her friends in that class, in that whole building. So now you guys are saying you want to close this down, and I'm going to tell you something. I live with her, and it's detrimental because I have to wake up with her. I go to sleep with her at night, and she's talking about the school, and now the school is closing. Now the school is closing where she's getting used to the teachers and used to the little friends in the school. And she tells me what she had for breakfast and lunch and grilled cheese, you know what I'm saying, from John Adams. So I really don't understand why you guys are closing. I think it's detrimental, and I hear about people with the parents, with the transportation and stuff. And the weather's getting ready to be bad, it's going to be bad. Every year we know it's going to be bad, and people have to walk. I'm blessed by having a car. I just did get a car, but God forbid if I don't have a car. I sit and I think, what if something happened to my car? How am I going to get her to school? The buses are crazy. You can't catch a bus. The buses stop running. I get out of work at 5, 6. I work at the Rice Center. I get out of work sometime at 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm already having a hard time finding a babysitter because the school closes on Tuesday. They get out at 1. Right, 1:55. So, excuse me. So sometimes I leave work early, snatch her up, go back to work, sneak in with her in the office. Everybody knows she's in the office because she speaks to everybody. So, anyway, I really don't understand why you guys are closing. I really would like some closure from the board, and I'm hearing people say that you closed schools down before. I guess it's like a decision, but I'm seeing that your mascot is Bulldogs, so I guess we're going to have to fight like Bulldogs, respectfully.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Eileen, and I love school and I don't want to miss it. People like school. John Adams is the greatest school.
There we go.
That's my advice. You're the boss.
My name is Serenity, and I want to close my beautiful school. I love all of my teachers. I love all of my classes.
Thank you very much for I think
if there's any other
just want to reiterate no decision.
in the audience. Anybody else want to share a thought or a comment? I think we still have a couple more minutes here. Come on up, man.
Okay, come on up.
That's what I'm waiting for.
So I remember one time in 3rd grade, one of my friends named Danny, so he didn't really want to go to SBBH, and he almost threw a chair at someone, and this was probably the most funniest moment in my life. He almost threw a chair at someone, and he knocked down all the desks, and we were all just shocked. Yeah, that's all.
We want to know your name for sure. All right. I guess we don't.
All right.
We'll find out.
Good one to close on, Tim. Good one to close on.
Want to close it?
That's a good
I
one.
think, I think clearly he was wearing the "Don't Stop Believing" shirt, right? Yes. Amen on that. Okay. Anybody else maybe over the age of 17? But overall, thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for talking. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time. There's probably pizza out there. Grab a piece on the way home. Or take a whole box of pizza on the way home. I think some of the teachers will help take care of that, hopefully. I think we're good. So thank you all very much. If some people can help fold up the chairs and put them on the wall over here, we'd be very grateful.
Thank you.